All right, everyone. So right now I'm going to do a demonstration on how to run the installation test on a actual LG dryer. So if you're successful, you guys should see the words INS here on the display panel, or just the word IN, which means installation. So if ever you will be seeing a different message here or different letters, it means the test was not successful. So it's either that the customer pressed the buttons too slowly, or they might have pressed different buttons. So some of the things that you might be getting is this one, just the dashes, or the 3 dashes on display. So that usually happens if you press the buttons slowly, or if you press the wrong combination. Another one that you might be seeing or experiencing with your customers are this particular scenario. So if you notice, there is like some letters flashing, UO2, UO6, DO2, LO7, and all of the buttons are highlighted or lit up. So that actually is a different factory test mode. So again, what our customers want to see is the words INS. So if ever your customer gets different combinations of messages on display or dashes, just have them turn the dryer off and try again. So again, we want our customers to get the words INS. So let's do the test. So power and then temp and signal before the chime ends. So that is what you're supposed to see if the installation test is successful. So once we press on the start button, it's going to run the test. So again, the test will be a temperature test, just to check if the dryer is heating, and of course check for any kind of error codes. So once the test starts, the words INS will change to a particular random number. So that first number is going to be really important because that is going to be the room temperature or the ambient temperature. So your customers might be getting different numbers here on the display because it's going to be depending where your dryer is located. It could be a higher number or it could be a lower number. So again, that's going to be the ambient temperature once you press on the start button. So when we press on start, the dryer will try to heat up. So it's going to be really important for us to check for any error codes, for example, the flow sense, icon, and also the numbers within the first minute. So let's start the test right now. Okay, so if you notice from INS, it's now changed to 23 or 23 degrees. So that's the temperature of this particular room right now. So again, observe for any error codes, the flow sense, and the number. So this should be changing. So again, have the customer observe it for the first minute or until the test ends, because that's going to be really important for us to know which particular steps we are going to do to resolve the issue. Okay, so right now from 23, it jumped to 24, 23, and 24 again. All right, so based on the results of the installation test, we got a 9AS or a GAS, or basically a gas error code. So since there's an error code, of course, we're going to be troubleshooting that particular error code. So not all of the time, our dryers will show us a error code after we run the installation test. So sometimes it's just going to say end or 0 after they run the test. So if there are no error codes, we will need to base the next steps based on how the numbers changed or how the temperature changed during the installation test. So that's why it's going to be really important for you and the customer to observe the control panel. Okay, so that's it for the installation test. So let's go back to our discussion.